Collector Johnny Sorensen, he's the man with the plan. Got toys stacked high from the floor to the fan. Every Monday night, it's free choice time. Pop culture and laughs, it's all on the line. Got action figures, comics, and some other bullshit too. You never know what he's gonna do. It's free choice Monday, let's see what he's got. Toys, pop culture, and other wild shots. Let's have some fun, we're gonna unwind. Johnny's got the goods, and we're feeling just fine. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. It's free choice Monday, let's see what he's got. Toys, pop culture, and other wild shots. Let's have some fun, we're gonna unwind. Johnny's got the goods, and we're feeling just fine. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. Select your favorite figure and let's take a ride through the aisles of nostalgia where memories hide. We'll talk about the good stuff and maybe some bad. But with Johnny at the wheel, it's the best time we've had. Collector Johnny Sorensen, you keep us in the know with toys, pop culture, and that Monday night glow. So here's to the fun, and here's to the show. Let's keep on collecting and let the good times flow. Collector Johnny Sorensen, you keep us in the know with toys, pop culture, and that Monday night glow. So here's to the fun, and here's to the show. Let's keep on collecting and let the good times flow.
Hello. Monday. The Jill Rattlers. Shake it to the beat. Hopefully that sound drove people crazy. Okay, so we'll do a little hang out for a bit, see what cool toys and stuff are found in the stores this week. and some things that turned up here, Ratlaw being one of them. But yeah, let's have a look. Kicking off for another Free Choice Monday, which I kind of rescheduled my other thing I was going to do today. What I was originally going to do today was the Macho Man Monday, but I've rescheduled it for next week because I just haven't had time to build the show thing. It's only going to be like a casual half-hour one like these, but that'll be on hiatus till next week, but I will still be doing it, which we'll try and find because we've got more wrestling shows coming up next weekend. Starcade 84 with Boba Joe show, doing that with old Mark Lennon, of course. Looking forward to talking about Starcade 84. We covered Starcade 83, I don't know, 6 or 12 months ago, however long ago it was. I want to say it was got to be going on about a year ago. But yeah, we'll be getting into that. And other cool wrestling stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So let's check out what kind of crazy crap did I see in the stores this week, which I've been in a few different shops, but I didn't take photos of everything. So one week blends into the next, and I mostly just grab a snap to see what's new and interesting so I can remember if there's anything I want to go back in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we had a whole bunch of Jada die-cast cars that are about size of your hand, the larger scale. These were all up at my local shops up at Big W. Had a Naruto one. It's quite nice with the Kakashi Sensei on there. Looks cool in the blue. What do we got? A Mazda RX-7. Definite classic Hoonie car for hooning around. And a beautiful car. I could certainly seen plenty of these around in Australia and New Zealand. It's a very popular classic car. But yeah, these look pretty cool. The little minifigures that come with, like, they look okay, but the quality of the minifigure is like pretty garbage, real bad. But the die-cast cars are, fairly solid by die-cast car standards and that. And there's a real nice presentation on the box, I think, with the graphics and the stuff on there, and then the actual paint scheme on the car, I think, looks pretty cool. So I got that one. What else did we see out there? There was Back to the Future Part 3 Time Machine, or the DeLorean. I have the number 2 of this because they've done, in the Jada line, they've done movie 1, movie 2, movie 3 car. I mean, it's all the same car, but in different variations, different details that are reasonably movie accurate. I have the number 2 one of this. And the number 3 one's fine, but it doesn't look as good as the number 1 and 2. It just looks a bit, just okay. But anyway, it was up there. I think I gave the number 1 version to my missus a few years ago. She doesn't collect stuff, but she likes Back to the Future, which was just a random present one time. So I don't need any more of these time machines around here because I've got the big one of that, and I've got the big one of the Knight Rider kit out the back somewhere. So that's plenty of those. The other stuff, I'm sticking with the smaller scale ones, like the littler ones there. I've got a bunch down on the shelf. I've got like Ecto, Car, Optimus, another DeLorean on the smaller scale. Yeah, but originally I was going to get a whole series of these bigger ones, but they just take up so much space, which is fine if you've got a shelf just for die cast. But it's so wide, it's compared to like vertical space for figures, it's hard to have a good display unless you've got a shelf or section that's just dedicated die cast, and it works fine. But I don't, and trying to sandwich it somewhere in this bloody room of doom with figures and stuff doesn't work too well. Starcade. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Some Starcade. Actually, I was thinking we do Starcade. We're going to do an X-Pac special. Going to do an Undertaker Kane special with Bjorn Jorgensen. It's another show I'm doing. And we'll be doing eventually more WrestleManias. But there was also one after WrestleMania 1. They did one called The Wrestling Classic, which I'm not that familiar with. I'm going to actually watch that this week. And I just figured it might be fun to build another show around that before getting to other WrestleManias, seeing as it was their second ever big main pay-per-view after the WrestleMania 1. And more importantly, it's got people like Macho Man and stuff that I like, so why the hell not? So yeah, what else do they have? They had a Fast and Furious one. This one is a McLaren. It says 7205 or 720S, one or other of those things. There's too many McLarens for me to keep track of. Like I just remember back when we used to hear about the first like early one. I don't know if it was the 90s or 80s. I don't know when the first racing one anyway. That was like you'd see around, was fancy and that. And like I think I've seen one at a car show. I'm not sure, but they were they were fancy, stylish car and notable for going very fast. And this Fast and Furious range, they've done so many in the Jada diecast ones. Pretty much, I don't know if they've done all the movies because they've done what 9-10 movies. But all the early movies, anyway, they've covered the majority of those. So you get like the different Chargers and the Dom and Letty, different muscle cars, and then the other fancy, like more Euro sporty looking cars in other movies. But it's a pretty cool range anyway. I like how many of the Fast and Furious ones I've done. I haven't bought any of them, but I know they're pretty cool. I like them. I check them out when I see them up at the shops. So they've done, I don't know, it's sometimes it's like those movies, it's like bloody Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo. It's just like a car porn showcase. Oh yeah, what else we got? Yes, this I saw today. Like I mean, for the first time. I mean, I saw all of these today, but some of the stuff I'd seen before had been there a few weeks. This was not there last week. This is one the reason I go up every week and look at stuff. And this is tempting to get because it's really cool. I know it's just a car with Godzilla theme, but instead of getting one of these crappy little minifigures, you've got a really nice paint deco of Godzilla on the side of the car, which is like it's very Japanese style. If you look at like actual Japanese racing and all that, this kind of style of decos and stuff, you would see they're really well. That looks like stuff out of video games, like real cool graphic designs are exciting that. But this one's really nice. Like I'm slightly tempted to get this because right next to this, there's also a Hello Kitty one that's all like pink and white with a little metal die-cast figure. Oh dear, knocked something over. But yeah, the pack-in figure in the Hello Kitty one, I believe, is another version of this, which is just a solid metal figure, and it's very unlike the other crappy little ones. So I'm pretty sure this was also made by Jada. And let's pick up Raphael. They knocked over with my mic stand then. But yeah, the Godzilla and the Hello Kitty both being Japanese icons is, and the Hello Kitty one had a really cool design on the car too. I'm tempted to get them because they would be a cool, an unlikely pairing, but would to me kind of make sense because they're both just big icons from Japan up there with like Astro Boy and Ultraman and stuff like that. But yeah, I do like the deco on this. I thought it was pretty cool style. Well, it's like no comment. And then it's like the whole bunch are just like showing up at once. I mean, you guys are posting them, but it all just went like all just went bloop on the screen at once for me. So one at a time. So we'll do a quick Treasure Trigger. He's got some special characters in there. I don't know what those characters are saying in Japanese, but I'll trust he knows. Too bad they didn't include a spike or a mini spark plug with the Jada Prime. Yeah, that would make sense, as they have them as like little mechanics, sort of thing, and that would make sense instead of just doing like a crappy Optimus, other whatever figures. Mark Sanlo, Filator. What scale are these? I'm not a scale person. I can't. I just look at something and I'm like, it's this size. It's the size of like your fingertip to your wrist. I mean, your hand might be different, but my hand's fairly big. So, here we go. Here's a Rattler. Here's a Rattler on the side. That's about the length of that card there. So it's the bigger scale that would like if you had two hands like that, it would fill these two hands if you were holding it. Because I'm not a scale person. I could never get my head around it. I could deal with like real life racing cars and see when I was a kid and that, and I can deal with like stuff that's in the room. I just look at it and go, this fits here or it doesn't fit here. That's my knowledge of scales. But yeah, the ones that cost in Australia, the smaller ones, hang on, I'll grab something maybe. The smaller ones in these range, these are about $15, and that's let's see. So there we go. So there's a little Origins Rattler, and there's that guy. See, it's a small car. Whereas there's the one on the screen that would be this plus that much again, plus the width. So it would be twice the length and twice the width and breadth of that. But these are about $15, and that's car from the Knight Rider. And these bigger ones are about, depending where you buy them, they're about $40-$50 here in Australia, which is pretty standard. Like to get non-licensed die casts, you're probably paying 30. So the licensed ones are 40-50. Saying hi to Ian Sweeney. Morning. My Yellow Park Pro Starscream arrived on Saturday. So I don't know which one that is. Is that like a movie one or like an animation one? But I know the Yellow Park brands, but I know they've done heaps of stuff now. They've done all the anime style ones, and they've done the movie ones that are like fairly movie accurate. Just put that car back on the shelf because there's nowhere else to put it. If I put it on the ground, I'll be standing on it. Yeah, so let us know which version of Starscream from which media. Here we go. The G1 non-transformer one. Nice. Because they've done so many. I mean, they're cranking out those Yellow Park ones. Like, they just keep cranking. And they're very nice designs. I saw a lot of the like Beast ones from that recent movie. I don't know, whatever. What was it called? Rise of the Beast or whatever the hell movie where they did this grey Optimus thing. I mean, that's just the regular standard toy from the Transforming one. But, you know, they did a really nice version of this guy that looked amazing. Oh, I've just realised there's another gorilla on the shelf there from the, it's like a 5-inch Kong. I can move him and put him up with my other big Kong up there. Because he's just hanging out with a bunch of Optimus Primals on the shelf. Blending in. Oh, yeah. So what else do we see up there? Just a close-up there of the, close-up of the Godzilla car. And I sent this to Gojitron too, just when I got home, because he loves Godzilla stuff. Not that I know he's in diecast, but anything to do with Godzilla. And I'm guessing this was because of the Godzilla anniversary. It doesn't say that on the box, but I guess that's why this is out now. Ian already had the Optimus and Megatron ones, technically model kits plugged together, action figures. Yeah, like it's basically another version of what Bandai does with the Gundam and all that, like really detailed, snap together kits where it's, you know, not too hard to put together. If you're me, you can manage to break stuff. I'm pretty good at breaking things. But yeah, they come in at a reasonable price point. They also have a similar line. Bandai does I mean, I know it's a different company, but I'm saying the model of the stuff goes back pretty much to the 70s with Bandai, the innovators and leaders at making all these kits. And then there's been a long-running Dragon Ball line as well. Those are quite popular, the snap-together ones. Yeah. They also had this Ryu Nissan Skyline GTR R34, which nice paint job in this again. It's got the like Japanese colors going off, like the red, like you know, the flag with the sun, the red on the front, and Ryu of course has his bandanas and bits. But this was there the other week, and I've seen this already, and it's quite nice. But today I paused and laughed because take a look on the. Hopefully the image isn't too bloody blurry. It's our shitty internet. It looks fine for me, but we're looking on YouTube. Sometimes it's just a pixel mess. On the very left is a minifigure of Ryu where he's like standing and posing. When I go back this week, it's just his legs and his torso is gone. And I saw it falling over in the box. It's actually, I can see his arm is in front of the wheel, his hands like this in front of the wheel. But I just had a laugh about that one. Phil says, Nissan Skyline, every boy races wet dream in the early 2000s. Yeah, that's true. Seen plenty of these around in New Zealand and Oz. Plenty around. But yeah, nice presentation on the box on this one too. It's a nice like anime style art. And I do like the paint job on this. I think it looks pretty cool. But it made me laugh seeing the they've got a stage background art on the box there too. It's got like the barriers at the side of his from his stage in the original game. Yeah, but the figure just lying half inside the box. It shows you what quality the minifigures are, but the cars are cool. Picture of Pedro boy from this morning. Have a nice cuddle up when I gave him a little cuddle this morning. Went off to work and got him all settled in. Had his breakfast. Got his chin rubs like this under here that he loves. He was a happy boy and went off to sleep. And then I went off to work. He was quite content. Okay, so picked up some more crap. This one just arrived today, probably this afternoon, I guess. I always love a Petra pick. Yeah, you got to sneak him in there here and there. It's a happy boy. This one come from Victoria, from Pop Culture, which is in Geelong. There's a comic shop there that's like been over about 30 years. I think it says on the box it's been there. And I'm very grateful. A mate told me about it because I never would have known. They're actually one of the biggest. They are the biggest independent seller of like collectible crap in Australia. They've got at least 2 of their own warehouses, so they get all the standard action figures, all the import stuff that doesn't go to retail stores here. They also get those crazy statues that cost like $1,000 or $10,000, and I don't know. I don't think they would have them in stock. I'm pretty sure a lot of those crazy statues, if you order it, then they would order it from wherever the hell in the world sends those things out, because they're so big and so expensive that you could ruin your business overnight having lots of those in stock. But yeah, they have all that kind of collectible crap, as well as like poop vinyls and stuff like that, and all the other modern tat you could imagine. You know, badges, enamel pins, Ninja Turtles, and crap like that. So what do we get here? First up, we got a box full of newspaper. They packed it in nicely. They never leave empty space in the boxes, just like when I post stuff. I've never had anything damaged when the boxes are super strong, and it's like if you order from like Big Bad or somewhere like that, they pack it properly, and you know. So we got a Origins Ratlaw, which I already had one like right here. I mean, I've had him for I don't know, a year or two. But I was always thinking of getting another one. But to get the free shipping, you spend a certain amount to qualify for the free shipping, which I always do. And I needed something cheap to get it to that amount. So we got Ratlaw number 2. He's a brand new one. I'm gonna put his extender neck on there. If you want to hear the dual rattle sound, there he goes. But yeah, I got him so I could combine with the postage. There they are here, hanging out on the desk, showing off his extender neck. Collectible crap, there's a name for his shops, is there? I just call everything that. It's like, call everything crap. Well, this dodgy bit of shit over here, mate. But yeah, I love this Ratlaw figure, man. It's one of the nicest Origins figures for the paint scheme and colors. It's really vibrant, really pops. Okay, so go forward here. Oh, there is there. I tried a quick part swap. I wanted to see how you would go with the buzz off, but the neck, the yellow's too different, and it didn't match my head. I mean, I should say that's a King Hiss and a buzz off that I keep like that anyway, without the neck piece. That's how, because I have several of them. But I wanted to try it with the yellow extender neck, because he's always got these crazy snake arms. But I mean, you could paint it. You could paint it and make it work and fill it in a bit around the edges, because there's just too much gappage around the bloody head. But otherwise, I think it's not terrible look. Okay, so here's a clue as to what was actually in this box. It wasn't this Baxter Stockman. I've had him a while, but this is a clue as to what I actually got today in the other package in the box. For a second, I thought Buzz-Off had boxing gloves. Oh yeah, I'll show you the actual guys just over here, because I'm trying not to. Every time I move them, everything's so densely packed in here. If I move one figure, it's the domino effect. That's like knocking things over. But it'll probably look like shit on the screen. But there's that guy. He's my I've got like 3 Buzz-Off bodies, and I've got 2. I've got 2 King Hisses. So technically I've got 3 King Hisses because I've body swapped parts, but I've only got 2 of the actual figure. So there you've got a Buzz-Off as like a Snake Trooper takeover B-Man, you know, when they get taken over, even the good guys. And there's my King Hiss. But the only change I did to him recently, I took the snake armor off the skeletal, this orange piece, and I put that on him. But I've still got a standard King Hiss over there in the human form as well, because I've got 2 of the figure. You only use half the parts for that one, so I used the other one. I've got a whole other figure over there, so it worked out quite well. But yeah, getting back to what's in this box, here we go. Buzzlaw. Yes, Phileton. Okay, you guys can hang out on the ground over there, because I cannot reach back that far without straining my back all the way to the like this again. Okay, so what the other cool thing in the package was a whole bunch of mouses. This is the Super 7 mouses. And here we go, 5-pack. And I've been debating whether to get this for a while because the prices on these things are absolutely trash, especially in Australia. I think we pay the most in the world. The only place the things would cost more would be New Zealand because the currency's also not good there. So it would be cost even more for the same thing again. But the price is terrible. However, the quality on the mouses is actually pretty good because I mean, I have one on my desk that came with the that Baxter Stockman came with this one, so I've had that a few months, and it's a really solid piece, and it's a good size. I mean, here's a Rattler again, and he's quite big. There he goes. Had him a while, and also I got this one from Gojitron that came with the Masters Ninja Turtles crossover. It's pretty much the same size as that one as well, really. This white one. But anyhow, you get a 5-pack, which works out nicely because for my OCD, because I've got one and now I've got 5. So you add them together, I've got 6. So now you can have kind of 3 and 3, and I can unbox them probably tomorrow, and I'm going to start posing them on the shelf, and I'm going to rearrange my turtles. And the jaw's pretty strong on this. Like let's do a demo. Let's get a Rattler over here. And let's hang on, go like this, go like that. Let's do a little demonstration of this jaw. It's quite strong and it locks in nicely. I can go chomp like that, squeeze it, and then look, it can actually chomp onto a figure pretty well. So I want to have them fighting the turtles on the shelf and have them like come up chomping on their legs or arms, or have Raph with a Sai. Actually, a couple of them ones that it comes with actually are battle damage, which I forgot about because I haven't wanted it. Oh mate, you wanted a sucks pack and 66 cents for sure. Yeah, the top 2 are actually battle damage, not just the bit of paint scratches. They've got a hole under their chin, and I think you can put, because the size, you can actually put the Sai through the mouth and it's coming out like it's skewered right through. So that's a cool little feature. But if you wanted 5 plain ones without battle damage, you'd be shit out of luck. You have to buy another pack again. But yeah, the jaw's nice and strong. The joints are tight. So I'm happy to get some more of these, and I'll look forward this week to actually open them up and spend a bit of time kind of posing them on the shelf. Shelf's absolutely chockers. There's now, I don't know, there's about 20 figures on there now. And they're not small figures, they're big figures. They're 7-inch figures. Some of them are 9 inches tall, some of them are massive, like that Triceraton's a bloody giant. But the good thing about the mouses is they're small. I can sneak them in around the edges and have them fighting the turtles. Random query. Anyone heard is going to be a Masterverse new Eternia Sorceress? Good question. I thought they already did that. No, they did. No, they did the Evil Lyn one where she powers up, and then they did they did 2 Evil Lyn power-ups. One where she's in the dark, kind of Batman Gothic deco, and the other one where she basically looks like China from the wrestling. And they did Teela. They did the Teela power-up, Sorceress power-up version of her. I'm not sure if they did the Sorceress one though. Masterverse. I'm going to have a quick Google now because we don't get any of that over here at retail. Yeah, I've got the standard one, which is regular Sorceress, and looks like that from a couple of years ago. It looks like she does on the cartoon, like it's the classic look. Newer Eternia Sorceress. I just want to know, has it already been or not? Yeah, they've got the Snake Goddess one. I don't know if it exists yet or not. Because that new Eternia subline's kind of pretty random when they do it. They do it on certain ones, but they've done other ones that are basically like new Eternia style without that branding on it, where it's like, the more the classic version and not that demented animated show. Hey, Kiwi. Smashing the like button. Stop Campbell. Yeah, I was just enjoying. Actually, on the weekend, I finally got to. This weekend or last week? Anyway, I finally got to have a listen to. I can't remember who was on whose channel now. No, yes, Phil. Phil, you're on Campbell's channel. Sometime the last couple of weeks, anyway. And I couldn't. On the day, I fell asleep and I didn't decide to watch it the next day or next week or whatever. So I got to finally enjoy that. And then, also the one I haven't watched, Phil and Ronnie were on Podcast from the Pit. I've got that saved in my list of stuff to watch the next couple of days on YouTube. So look forward to checking that one out. I wanted to watch it live, but I thought it was like 9 a.m., but it was like 9 p.m. And I was like, oh man, I'm in bed by then because I get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. So, but yeah, this shelf is getting absolutely chockers. And I'm thinking, so Baxter was on the shelf. I just spent 30 minutes today rearranging. These guys were all on there, but I've moved a bunch around to try and fit in whoever I can. They're overcrowded, of course. I know that if you want a nice display, don't overcrowd things like I do everywhere, because I just want to get as many figures out as I can. I can't stand with them not out on display. When I get another shelf up the back, I'll probably end up splitting these guys in half because I've got more than I can get on there now. Like Ace Duck's not on there, Bebop and Rocksteady are not on there. I've got up to about 30 of these Super 7 ones now. So when I get my other shelf up, I'll split them and I'll probably do like Shredded Krang, Bebop, Rocksteady up there, and like other guys like Wingnut or whoever. I might move on to my other shelf and keep it kind of like classic guys, and then later wave sort of figures and characters. But I'm going to hang up Baxter, who's quite a big figure, and he's quite heavy for a spindly dude. I'm going to hang him up because then I can have him on the shelf. And now that I've got these mouses coming in, I want to have him like hovering above, like he's attacking and kind of directing the mouses to attack the turtles. And I've already got a couple of anchor points I've had in there from previous other displays. I used to have Marvel Legends and stuff on there. And I just use bits of fishing wire or like a little ceiling screw hook thing, and I just hook stuff on and you loop it around the figure. Stuff hangs like really easily without breaking or falling over. Yeah, good show. The old podcast from the Pit. I've just become a more regular viewer of that in recent times. It helps now that like I forget the name of everyone. Is it Casey? I forget the name of the dudes on there. Sorry, but it helps now that I know I'm on the Instagram, and when something's on, he also messages me, and I'm like, thanks. So now I know I'm not going to miss it. I know when it's on. And same with Ronnie. He like sends me messages now when the show is on, because sometimes the YouTube shit and it doesn't tell you when things are on, or it tells you the wrong time, or sometimes you reschedule things and you're like, oh shit, did I miss it? Or it's on next week. What else do we do? Oh yeah, Kong. All that TNT goodness. Yeah, I've done a big shuffle around, and I've got the shelves there are like real plain. They're like little wooden kit ones I got at Kmart, because they sit a bit. The spaces of the tiers are quite different, and it suits the open space I got there really well. I'm going to actually paint those either grey or green, and they sit high enough that I can actually put like a bit of PVC pipe or something underneath them and have it like sewer pipes coming out. So I'm going to get some bits of cheap PVC from the hardware store, Bunnings here, and you put a house paint or whatever paint on them, and slowly I'm making this into more of a display, and eventually I'll be separating some of the figures out into another shelf. But for now, I've been focusing on getting them unboxed and on there, because I had some of these figures that are all on the shelf now were sitting in a box for a year or more. like Slash had been sitting for about a year in the box, and a bunch of other ones, and I just hadn't got around to opening them. So I've just been focusing on opening as many as I can lately and keeping up with them. Kiwi saying exactly what I use in my G.I. Joes and Kura Planes. Yeah, I just get fishing line from like the hardware store, and I wrap it around stuff. Like I've got these dragons. Hang on, these dragons that sit beside me over here. Let's turn the camera. See those dragons up there? They're just hanging on fishing line. They've been there for a year and a half. There was one, then I added the second one in. And that's just on fishing line, and it's hanging off the leg of my Fortress Maximus Titan Transformer. Just wrapped around his leg of that, because I had nothing else heavy enough to anchor them. But that's been there for that long, and eventually it will snap, because it's nylon. It will break eventually. But especially in Australia in the heat, the summer we get here. But I don't give a shit. Those dragons cost $30, and if you drop them on the floor, they won't break. They're that zero Robo Alive thing, and there's millions of them around. So if they fall and break, I'm not bothered. I could glue it back, but they won't break. They're quite solid, so I don't really give a shit if it falls down at some point. It's not going to do any damage. Did you see that supersized Mothra figure? No, I have not seen that. All I've seen, the stupid light's gone on this fucking camera. It's blinding me. I was getting like LED lights on my face. It's like touch thing. No, what I haven't seen that. I've got hang on, put that back. I picked up this big Kong this week, and they had a giant Kong, giant Godzilla. I haven't seen any giant Mothra. I don't know if that's like, is that like one like Bandai or Mezco or who's made it or whatever. But yeah, this Kong is like 24-inch, so he's like, I've got some neck at 18-inch in here. He's taller than that. I've got some Titans Transformers, or there's Scorponok and Omega Supreme behind him. He's just a bit taller than them. It's a pretty bloody impressive figure. And I've already got the exact same figure in a small size. I mean, I say small, but the other one's like, I don't know, 10, 20 inches, or 10, at least 10 inches tall anyway. And I thought, I'll get that, happy with that. Don't need to buy another one. For some reason, this giant size version came out 6-8 months after the rest of the line did, so it's a separate release. And Australia's aiming to get it first because it's only turning up. This was here a month ago in Australia, but I just see it's coming out this month in America on various stores. Kmart Australia had this for $100. Everywhere else I looked online, $200 or more, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to buy it. I've got 2 other Kongs that are like already quite large, and I've got a couple other large Godzillas. This is Playmates that does Turtles and that, but Playmates has a thing with Bandai in Japan where they redo some molds and things and release them for American audiences in the West and that. The camera's gone crooked. But this figure is bloody impressive, man. Like, here he is up on the shelf, and there's a smaller Godzilla. The Godzilla on the left, that one's, I want to say that's about 10 inches tall. And, well, actually, there's another Godzilla in the middle as well. But up the back, I've got some Titan scale Transformers, but they're actually on an elevated, it's just an old bit of hard wood with a couple of bricks under it, because I've got a cupboard that's this wide, and then that shelf on top extends out over the edges, so I could fit 3 Titans in a row, because they wouldn't fit on top of it's just an old closet. They wouldn't fit on there, so that's my workaround, how I got all my big scale stuff up there. And there's a whole bunch, like there's Predaking, there's Voltron in there, and the stuff on the left is just a mess at the moment because I took down what was there to get Kong up. Shove those guys there for now. And I'm thinking I'm going to pick up one of the giant scale. Yeah, man, any old time, man. Like, I'm pretty much available most weekends. So if you want me to come, I'm happy to come and hang out. Just when you get a gap, or when someone doesn't turn up, just like, Johnny, man, just let me know. Happy to come and hang out with you guys on the show. Yeah, I'm hoping to drink some bloody water. So I ramble on. It hurts my throat. There we go, Ian saying they did a 6-inch and 11-inch of Mothra from the new Emperor toy line. Ah, nice. So is that the same as this line? Like, I know there's the movie or whatever. I bought the movie on Blu-ray and that. But is it the Playmates ones you get at retail, or is it one of the third-party ones? Because I know there's multiple licenses for every bloody Kongzilla movie thing out there. So many companies make stuff. Legend. Yeah, I was thinking about the other day. I'm keen to hang out with you any other time. I mean, you and your brother or whoever's around and whatever's going on. Get up to some mischief, man. But yeah, pretty happy with this Kong. I'm thinking I've resisted getting into the Jurassic Park colossal scale dinosaurs because I've already got so many fucking Jurassic Park shit. Like, I've got 30 or 40 different dinosaurs at least, which I did have on a display for about a year in this spot right here, which I took down a few months ago to rotate them. And I resisted getting the colossal ones, and I'm like, I got that Kong, and I'm like, oh man, the big Godzilla is not as nice as figure as that, because the face is a bit, and it's. I mean, the big Godzilla is exactly the same as that one in the middle with the kind of pink spikes. It's just that giant size, and it's not the best looking figure to start with. But one of those colossal T-Rexes or Allosaur or whatever, there's a whole heap of them. One of them would be cool to have him fighting with Kong, which I've already got my other smaller scale Kong from the first modern Western bloody legendary Kong versus Zilla one a few years back. They did toys then. I have a couple of T-Rexes I paired up with that one that looked really cool. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll get, I think I'll pick up one of those giant scale ones because I like the old, like, Harryhausen and that's, stop motion stuff, or Roger Corman, any of those kind of old school dinosaur things. The retail. Oh yeah, cool. It's the retail line. Yeah, because I look online sometimes. I know there's like bloody Mezco's done a bunch of stuff in the kind of smaller scale, and then there's like I always forget the name. There's that many bloody companies, and there's all the Japanese ones, but the ones that send stuff out to the West as well as Japanese ones. I'm gonna have to look that up and keep an eye out for that. Let's see, giant size Mothra. I'll type in Playmates because let's see if it comes up. Oh yeah, cool. $30 AliExpress. I don't think so. You can't trust prices now. Half the time it's for a different listing. Cool. So it does exist. So it must be, they must have manufactured that because it's on some websites. It might turn up here later in the year. Yeah. So they got Tiamat, Mothra, what's his name? Bloody, I can't think of the name of the three. Ghidorah. The Ghidorah looks rubbish. It's got no paint on it. It's like, hang on, we'll go before. I'm going to finish up in a minute here, but before we do, let's just go and apologize if this looks all shitty on the screen. Hang on, share screen. What are we looking at? Godzilla, Bibbidi Bar. Oh yeah, so I was just looked on here. The first result came out, Alex. There we go. So there's the giant Mothra there. Looks pretty decent. Sometimes I got pictures down here. There we go. Yeah, it looks all right. I knew about the Tiamat figure, and I went, it's kind of meh. Don't really care about that one. I forget the name. The most recent movie there was like the Suno or Shuno or something like that. The big like ice dragon. Anyway, they did a decent figure of that, which is out, and then they've done a larger scale one of that. I'm probably going to get that one because it pairs up with the other medium-sized ones I already have. But yeah, let's clear that out of there. Bring that back. But yeah, that's about it for this week, man. There's a bit of a pullback, wider shot there. You can see Kong versus the other stuff up there, and the robots behind him, he's slightly bigger, but they're all like, he's 24-inch, they're about 22-inch. They're massive. They're Titan scale Transformers. Then there's that Playmates Voltron in front of them, Predaking, and you can see those dragons I showed you a minute ago. They're hanging down off the corner there. See, it's bloody massive. It weighs a bit too. I mean, it's hollow, of course, but it weighs a bit and it stands quite well. And I think it's a bargain for what it is. I mean, now the other giant scale things I have with the old Jack specific stuff, like up in a corner in the corner up over here, I've got a Batman and a Darth Vader up there, and I've also got a Spider-Man that's out the back somewhere, but it came up for $30 one day. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Just a quick bit of a hangout. And next week, I'm going to do Macho Man, this kind of time-ish, do a Macho Man talk. I'm going to talk about, I'm reading his new biography was out this year and enjoying that. So I'm going to do a bit of Macho Man talk. Not too super fancy because I'm not an expert on Macho Man. I just like him. So I'll just do a bit of a general hangout talk about him, and is going to also do, like, the next few weeks will be doing more wrestling related content on the channel and that. So that'll be a good time. But yeah, thanks for checking out what's been going on. And say goodbye to you fellas, and catch you all next time.